Whew. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. You know, my greasy hands. I got my damn greasy hands. There, that's better. You get a little bit of grease and stuff on your hands, and it messes up what you're trying to do. And then the wind keeps, oops, excuse me. Hope I didn't show any crack right there, because I know my buddy will be putting it out there. All right. Tom Brady and Aaron frickin' Rodgers. Two guys, I can't stand them. I can't stand them, damn it. I thought dead to rights. Tom Brady thought he was a goner. Thought it was over with. Down 2 scores in the 4th quarter. And he pulled an Aaron frickin' Rodgers on the Cowboys and came back against the Saints. And I'm going to say, Andy Dalton actually played a good game. Had some really good deep passes that his guys couldn't hold on to. And that's the funny thing. It comes down to a couple of plays that are the difference between winning and losing. And tonight, Tom Brady, who has had the last 2 games, 4 interceptions and no TDs, 2 TD passes and 1 interception, and gets the win and keeps the lead in the NFC South with just 6 victories. How crazy is it? How crazy is it that the Commanders and the Giants, who ended up tying each other, if those 2 teams were the NFC South, either one of those would be the leader in that division. That's crazy to even think about. So here we go, guys. Here's why you're really here. You're not here because you just want to hang out with Mark Holmes. You want the latest news and what's going on with the Cowboys. Well, to be clear, the Cowboys and Odell Beckham are in a full court press for the next, 2 days to try and convince Odell Beckham Jr. to be here, okay? So the Cowboys did their medicals. We don't know exactly what that entails. We don't know if they did their own MRIs, if they did their own x-rays and stuff, if they actually did a physical exam with him or what have you, or if they talked to the other doctors that have been there, seen the x-rays. We don't have details on exactly what was done. I had heard a little story that there are some concerns about the knee healing and him being ready to go this season. And if that is actually the case, then you have to wonder, then why is the full court press going on? Because we were sold on the idea that this move is about this year, that Jerry Jones wants to have him to try and help the Dallas Cowboys win that Super Bowl. And apparently we're going to have to go ahead and go through Tampa Bay, because unless the Eagles stump their toe and we don't, it's going to be hard to catch them. It just is. It's just going to be hard to catch them. But if we don't, we're the 5th seed playing the 4th seed. And at the moment, you look at it and say, I don't think Tampa Bay is going to catch San Francisco, although maybe San Francisco does come back down to earth now that they lose Jimmy G. Maybe Seattle ends up winning the division, and it ends up being Tampa Bay has more victories than the NFC West. That's a possibility. Maybe we should actually root for Tampa Bay to play better and hope that they can overtake the NFC West, so we're facing one of those two. Either way, it shouldn't matter because the Cowboys need to be able to beat whoever's in front of them. So, back to Odell Beckham Jr. Odell, they've made sure that Odell is seen and loved to the nth degree. Micah Parsons, Diggs, Odell Beckham going to the Mavs, front row seats, okay? Front row seats. You're hearing the crowd out there chanting, we want Odell. We want Odell. We want Odell. So the crowd's showing him love. Odell walking through the stadium, getting to their seats and stuff, asks, how's it going? You know, God is good and everything else. Everything's great and yada, yada, yada. And you're not seeing him walk with any limp. I recall seeing Chase Young at their training camp, and when people are saying, oh, he's only a couple weeks away, and saying he ain't going to be ready anytime soon, because I could see the gimp in his step right there when I was there with Rio. Didn't see any of that with Odell, so maybe that's a good sign. Odell was asked, have you ever been recruited or felt so much love? He said no. Asked about could he sign here, and he said that's a definite possibility. So that's what you got as far as the Odell Beckham Jr. saga. I'm imagining that tomorrow he's going to be meeting with Jerry and Stephen Jones and Mike McCarthy. I know earlier today Mike McCarthy said he hadn't met with him or anything else, that it was the medical staff doing their due diligence and stuff and probably getting a report together to be able to talk to Jerry and Stephen so that way they can work on actual numbers and say, well, Odell, you know, we want to get you, but you're not going to really be ready for this year, so we're only going to give you this much, or we're going to put this incentive or that incentive in there to get him to sign on the dotted line. But if you were asking me after the full court press, after seeing now Odell out in public with the Cowboys, we didn't see him out in public with Von Miller or anything, or anybody with Buffalo. We didn't see him in New York hanging out, you know, at a courtside or doing anything with anybody there. So hold on to your hats, people. I think this is pretty much a done deal. It's just a matter of not if, but when he's actually signed. Typically the Cowboys, they're not that big free agent signing guys, but maybe Jerry Jones is having a flashback and remembering what we did with Charles Haley and Deion Sanders and bringing them here to help the Cowboys finally get that win. I don't know if Odell will be the answer or the missing piece. The Cowboys offense has scored a lot of points, although you could say there's times where you wish you had another receiver that could help stretch the field. Michael Gallup is getting there and has some good plays, but he's not getting separation. You look at Noah Brown, he's not really getting separation. And that's where when you watch other teams like you did tonight and you see their receivers getting 3-4 yards of space, makes it a lot easier for the quarterback than when you've got somebody who's constantly draped on your receivers. And I can understand Dak and the Cowboys saying, yeah, a weapon like Odell, when healthy, is a guy who can definitely help that team. And as opposed to an Odell with a Baker Mayfield in Cleveland, that just didn't work out. Apparently it wasn't Odell. It's more of Baker Mayfield, who literally a first-round draft pick quarterback. They just said, boy, bye. See you later. We don't need you. We'd rather cut you so we don't have to give up a 4th-round pick as opposed to a 5th round. And that's kind of crazy to think about. So I'm sure there'll be a lot more news between now and tomorrow morning. Don't know if they're going to be headed to the strip club tonight after the basketball game and stuff. But tomorrow will definitely be a busy day in Cowboys land. I'm tired, and I've got to get up at 4:30 so I can take my friend, Allie, to the train station. She's got to be there by 5:30. She is an Eagle fan. I should tell her, you know what, Allie? You need to just fly, Eagles, fly onto the train station, and I'm going to stay in bed sleep. But friends don't do that. So, good people, as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, as well as you ladies. And remember to tell the people you love them, because you might not get the chance again. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys. God willing, I'll see you in the morning.